Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Swati, working as Assistant Professor in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department of Annamacharya University. Today, let us discuss about Entity Relational Model. An Entity Relational Model is also called as ER model. So what is this ER model? An ER model actually acts as a blueprint for the logical structure of the database. That is nothing but if we want to build any house, then we will have a plan for our house. In the similar way, whenever we want to create any database, first we will have the blueprint or logical structure. We must know the logical structure of the database. So here the ER model will act as a blueprint for the database design. It will help us to organize and represent data in a way that how different entities like people, objects, or concepts are related to each other. In the database, we store the information about the people or objects or some concepts. So, what is the relationship between among these entities will be explained with the help of ER model. It is a high level overview of domain data which is represented in the form of entities. Entities are nothing but real-time objects. Now, it is a good planning tool for anyone looking to create an app or software that would utilize a relational database for the backend. So, in ER model, with the help of ER diagrams, we can define the visual representation of the tables in a database as well as the relationship between each of those tables and the attributes of each table. So in database we can store multiples of tables, and with the help of ER diagrams we can represent the relationship between those tables as well as the relationship between different attributes that are nothing but columns of the table. So ER diagrams are common tool used in a database design. These diagrams are used to help analysts and database administrators understand how data is related and to make changes to the database without having to rebuild it from the scratch. So whenever we want to do any modifications, then by changing the structure or the design of the database, it becomes easy to rebuild or modify the structure of the database. So what are the components of an entity relationship diagram or ER diagram? There are mainly three components in ER diagrams. They are entity, attributes, and relationships. So an entity is represented with the symbol rectangle, and the attributes are represented with the symbol oval shape, and relationships are represented with the symbol diamond. So what is the meaning of an entity? An entity is nothing but a real world object or concept that can be easily identified. An entities or concepts used throughout our database. So each entity has a unique identity, whether it may be a physical thing which we can touch or which has a physical existence or logical existence is called as an entity. So examples for the entity are whether it may be a student or it may be a car. So here as it is an entity we are representing it in the rectangular shape. So each entity will have its own attributes. That means the properties for the which an entity will obey. So now tell me, can you guess what can be the attributes for the student and car? For the student, the attributes may be the student name, student age, gender, mobile number, etc. As well as the car may have the properties or the attributes like car name, brand, and its features, engine, mileage, etc. So coming to the attributes. The attributes are the properties that each entity possesses, as we have discussed just now. The attributes represents the fields or columns in a table. So here an entity is also called as a table, and the actual content of the table can be understood visually with the help of the attributes. So as we have discussed just now, a student table may have columns like SID, SNAME and department. SID is nothing but student ID, SNAME is student name, and in which department the student is registered. So these will be the columns of the student table, and these columns are represented with the oval symbol that are nothing but attributes. So here SID, SNAME and department are attributes of the student table or student entity. So here the student table has the attributes or columns like SID, SNAME and department. Next, coming to the relationships. A relationship represents an association among two or more entities. As we have discussed initially, if there are multiple tables in a database, then there can be a relation between two or more tables. So that particular relationship is represented with the diamond symbol, and it represents how one entity is connected to the another entity. So here a student may enroll in a course. So here the course is another entity or another table. Student is one table and course is another table. So there is a relationship between student table and course table. So it will be represented with the diamond symbol, and here the student will enroll. Here we write what kind of relationship exists between the two entities. So in simpler, these are the three main components of the ER diagram. Again, we have different types of entities, attributes and relationships, about which we will discuss in our next PPT. Now, the course table has the columns CID, CNAME and CFE. That is nothing but course ID, course name and course fee. Here, the student table is related to the course table, and the relationship between student table and course table is enroll. That means the student is enrolling to the course, that is registering in the course. Thank you.